President Trump touching down in Hanoi, Vietnam overnight, continuing his overseas visit to key allies in the region.
This after striking a deal with Vladimir Putin to fight ISIS in Syria. Joining us now with his reaction to the trip and other issues revolving around veterans, Secretary of Veterans Affairs, David Shulkin. Mr. Secretary, thank you very much for joining us this morning. So first of all, the president in Vietnam today, obviously of great significance to veterans. What do you make so far of the president's overseas trip?
Pete, good morning and happy Veterans Day. I think the president's having a very successful trip. He's accomplishing what he set out to do, which is to reassert America's strategic interests in this part of Asia. It's the longest trip ever, of course, by an American president to that region. And secondly, our resolve to make sure that North Korea is denuclearized. And being in Vietnam today on Veterans Day, of course, has very special significance for our veterans who serve there.
Mr. Secretary, I want you to reflect. We've been celebrating Veterans Day all day long, and we're going to continue until this show is over. What are your thoughts on Veterans Day today?
Americans are proud of our veterans, 21 million American of them. But on this day in particular, it's a day to set aside politics and to really express our gratitude and thank our veterans for their sacrifice for what they've done for this country. It's a very special day. We've been doing it for 98 years as Americans. 54 years ago, we changed the name to Veterans Day, but this is a great day for America.
Absolutely. And on a Veterans Day, of course, a lot of people gravitate their minds to the VA and how veterans are being served by our country. So far, a bill signed by the president brought new accountability to the VA and new questions now about choice. Mr. Secretary, you know this issue intimately. There's a new House bill being debated that was recently pulled from markup. Some feel like it doesn't fulfill completely the president's promise of true choice. The president promised on the campaign trail, if you want to see a VA doctor, you can, or you can go see a private provider. It is the choice of the veteran. What is your view of any bill coming out of the House and Senate? Should it truly give the choice to the veteran as the president promised?
One of the things, Pete, that is working well in Washington is a bipartisan approach to fixing the VA. And it's taken us decades to essentially have all these problems in the VA that we're now dealing with, and it's not going to be fixed overnight. I've been clear about that. But we are committed to giving veterans more choice in their decisions. They deserve the very best. And so we're looking for a bill that builds choice into a permanent part of the way that we take care of veterans and veterans have services in this country. And we're going to continue to fight for that. The president's committed to that, and I'm committed to that. And I think our leaders in the Congress want to see that happen as well.
Mr. Secretary, you talk about more choice and bipartisan, but the bill that came out ultimately still gives the decision to the bureaucrat or the doctor as opposed to the veteran. Are you committed to giving that choice to the veteran?
We are definitely committed to a system that gives choice to veterans. What we're trying to do right now is to build a system that's based on the clinical needs of veterans. That's the way every health system in the country works, and our veterans deserve no less. Right now, we have administrative rules that veterans have to fit into, and we're committed to taking the administrative complexity out of the system and giving it back to veterans and to providers, just the way that when you and I go to a doctor, we get our care.
And real quickly, Mr. Secretary, because we're almost out of time, it wasn't too long ago that the nation was outraged over the wait times. What is the update on those wait times for these veterans?
We are making good progress, but we are not there. We still have a ways to go. Every day we're getting stronger. We publish our wait times. We have same-day services in every one of our VA facilities, but we're going to stick at this because our veterans deserve the very best that America can give them.
It's a great point.
And we're not there yet.
And you guys publish the wait times, which is a huge part of being transparent at the VA. Mr. Secretary David Shulkin, thank you very much on this Veterans Day. We appreciate it.
Happy Veterans Day.
Thank you.